Welcome to your Reloading Podcast here on the Firearms Radio Network. Presented by Patriot Patch Company and Camerado.com. Hi, everyone.
Hey,
Hello.
how you doing?
How we doing?
I'm okay.
Everyone out there, let's hear you. Well, we only got a couple of people showing up.
Well, some people might be waiting in line to vote.
Or watching the boob tube.
Mm-hmm. So it was kind of interesting. I went right as soon as I was done with work. And literally like in and out. So it was like, I don't know, 3:45. So it wasn't bad.
With me not sure when I'm traveling, I voted early.
Yeah.
I liked it myself.
Yeah, there you go. The Chicago way, vote early, vote often.
Yep.
Well, I didn't mail it in. I went down to the county building and went in and did it right there. And I don't trust the mail-in ballot.
As somebody explained to me about doing mail-in ballots.
I didn't do a mail-in, but they had a turn-in place where we voted.
There you go.
Went to a turn-in and did that.
Yeah, somebody had said to me about mail-in ballots. Well, if you're confident you can put cash in an envelope, mail it to yourself. Silver alert. Then you're probably pretty confident in mailing in your ballot. So Nick, what you been up to this week?
Not much. Just busy with work. We have some new projects kicking off, but just swamped with that. I had a new toy come in after last week's show. It's in that did not. One of my new favorite calibers to load, the 577 Martini. Of course, I would love to show it, but can't. But still, nice, cool, big cartridge. But it's a Martini Henry Mark II short lever. So instead of having the long lever, it's got the shorter lever. Cool part about it, it's a contract rifle by a company called National Arms and Ammunition, which was founded by Wesley Richards in England. So they only made them the Mark IIs for 3 years. So it's kind of I wouldn't say rare, but super uncommon rifle. The bluing's in gorgeous condition. The bore's in gorgeous condition. Stock's beautiful. It might have been sanded a little bit, but we're not quite sure. It could be just the way when they stamped it wasn't a super deep cartouche stamp in the stock, but no, she's gorgeous for being 1880s. I think they made them from 1881 to 1883. So, but now it's kind of glad to get that one. And now the fun part's starting loading some more black powder cartridge. So.
Excellent.
Nice.
Your dad disappeared.
Yeah, I don't know where he went. Who knows? They've been having storms the last 2 days.
Yeah. How about you, Paul?
Oh, just been organizing all my ammo boxes. Finding all the empty brass that, you got an ammo box that's got half loaded with empty brass, taking that out, putting it in another ammo box, and getting ready for the wintertime reloading session.
Yeah.
And,
that's good.
Yeah. I got my MTM ammo crates sorted out, so.
Yeah. I got a Windows computer up and running with a fresh install of 10. I'm not very confident in doing the backdoor trick to install 11 because the processor doesn't meet specs. I don't know. I don't have confidence that it's going to hold up, because there's been talk of, excuse me, of it not only acting bad, but also possibly Microsoft doing nefarious things, as they are wont to do when you upgrade when they say you shouldn't be able to. So, excuse me, they have nabbit. Oh, damn. Sorry. I just opened my phone. I was going to look up election results, and the first thing that pops up is I had Instagram open. So it was Pat McAfee, and he's talking to Rogers, and he talks to Rogers about the NFC North, and Rogers goes, "There's 3 really good teams there," and they look at him funny, and Pat goes, "The Bears are figuring it out," and then Rogers goes, "Yeah, but the Bears still got to play the Packers twice." He's not even a Packer anymore. He's still talking smack. That's awesome.
I'm just waiting for him to rip to his Achilles again or something, or tear an ACL. Something's gonna happen for him this year.
The only thing that makes me happy is the Jets are a much worse dumpster fire than the frickin' Brewer, or than the Packers are. Because honest to God, the Packers are a dumpster fire right now. So, but anyway, excuse me, Paul. Did you say what you've been up to?
Yeah, organizing ammo. Yep.
Ray decided that he was going to play Escape.
No, I don't know if it's my feed. All of a sudden, it started to reboot everybody, and probably my signal.
Just you. Everybody else was still here.
No, the only thing I've been doing is helping Nick out on his projects, and
he's got a lot of projects.
He does. We went and looked at a few more houses last week, and again, finding houses I like, but not big enough garage. Got a couple new slings for some old mill serps I got. I put a new carburetor on the Camaro.
Nice.
Runs much better.
What'd you put on it?
Holly 650.
Nice.
Vacuum secondary, kind of an old classic one. I got the original carb, and I've rebuilt it a couple times, and it still wasn't working right. So,
well, it's called a Quadra Junk for a reason. So, did he freeze?
He must have froze again.
He froze.
He must have having internet issues.
Okay, so GM infamously used a carburetor, both 2-barrel and 4-barrel, from Rochester Carburetor Company. The 2 barrels were typically called a dual jet, and the 4 barrels were called a quadrajet. Self-explanatory. However, from the factory, they were leaned out because they weren't the most efficiently designed carburetor. I'm talking about quadrajunks. Because that's what you had on there before, right?
No, a Holly.
Oh, you had a Holly on there before? Well, it didn't come factory that way.
Yeah, it did. The Z28 did. The 302 did. Yep.
Oh, okay.
780 Holly and.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because it was tuned for IMS or Trans Am.
Yeah.
Series. And yes. So So yeah, that's right. It would have come with a larger Holly. Well, have you looked at the diaphragms on that vacuum secondaries? I bet you those were probably all
Oh
crap.
no, I totally rebuilt it, and it was flooding out 2 cylinders. That's a dual plane intake, and one of the
Right.
something must have been leaking or something. It kept flooding out 2 cylinders. I put this other carb on it, and it runs fine. So
Well, I mean, a 780 is quite a bit of carb for that
it
302.
is.
If you don't have it tuned right, it's
It
not
is
going
straight.
to. Are you running regular gas through that with ethanol?
Yep.
Are you running seafoam with it or some other ethanol treatment?
No.
You better.
Yeah. I run good gas in it, but
It doesn't matter if you've got ethanol in it; it will eat that Holly alive.
yeah.
So that's probably what happened to your old carburetors. It probably ate the crap out of it. Think of it this way: using ethanol. So there's a reason that the big three fought ethanol in the first place, and the big three still fight fuel-related problems. Because running ethanol is like pouring acid through your fuel system. Ethanol is very caustic to your fuel system. It eats away the aluminum, it eats away the steel, and it wears it down over time. That's why small engines say do not use anything with ethanol. That's why marine engines say do not use ethanol at all.
Still will not guarantee a chainsaw that's used with ethanol.
Nope. Mm-hmm. If you have a small engine you use ethanol gas in it, your warranty is void. And most of the owner's manuals will tell you that.
Yeah, I went to Moto Mix on my chainsaw and stuff years ago, but yeah, I can still buy 93 no ethanol locally. But I wish if I went higher than that,
it's worse of a situation than we went from lead to lead-free gas. It's a bigger issue than that. And you guys remember that situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you remember how many motors blew up and had problems because of that. It's a worse situation than that. So, probably the first 3 years that they really started pushing ethanol here in Wisconsin, dealerships were getting about a 45% return or warranty rate on fuel systems.
You're saying run seafoam with it?
Yep, or another ethanol control device. Or seafoam works, but there's other stuff out there. There's
Stable.
Nope.
No,
Stable's useless. Don't buy Stable.
Yeah, I use seafoam.
Okay.
If you take seafoam and you put seafoam in your gas versus Stable, if you're lucky, keeps your gas fresh for about a month. Seafoam will keep it fresh for up to 6. Plus, seafoam also treats all the other issues. Stable spends more on marketing. That's the difference. It's kind of like Fram versus, Wix. The reason everybody knows Fram oil filters is because they spend more on marketing. It's like Daniel Defense, They're not really that good, but they have a really good marketing department. So
I believe that in a lot of gun manufacturers, a lot of it's marketing.
Kimber.
Mm-hmm.
I still remember the look on those two guys' faces at NRA. That was great. Anyway, so yeah, ethanol free or good grief, there's one that came out specifically. It was big in marine, and it still is, and it's just amazing. Star something or other. Yeah, Clifford, that's what I was talking about. He said, I remember about 2 years after the lead was taken out of gas that a lot of valve seats had to be fixed. Yeah, because the lead was a lubricant. And so you had to have hardened valve seats put in. So, I gotta look that frickin' name up because it's gonna bother me otherwise. Starbright or Startron. So, Lucas makes one. Yeah, I don't trust any product from Stable. Seeing results after being in the automotive parts industry for 25 years, no. And working on small engines. So, give you an idea of how well Seafoam works, kids. My mom used to live with a lady over on the west side of Madison. They had a MTD snowblower with a Tecumseh engine on it. He shoved it in the garage full of gas, and they let it sit for about. They put it in the garage and then pulled a vehicle in. The vehicle died. The snowblower was pinned behind it, and they just had somebody plow their driveway for a couple of years. They finally got around to getting the vehicle out of there, and then they found the snowblower, and they decided to wanted to see if it would run. All right, fine. I ran over and got it, brought it out here. I put a cup of gas and 2 ounces of Seafoam in it, or 2 capfuls of Seafoam in it. Took the wire off the plug, pulled it 3 times, and then let it sit for an hour. Put the wire back on the plug. It fired up and ran. So now I knew it ran. So I got the carb number and got the rebuild kit for the carb. Tecumsehs use a round bowl on the bottom of the carb, and they use a donut float. The float was still varnished to the side of the bowl, like somebody super glued it. And you could see where the Seafoam ran through with the gas because it looked like a canyon where it cut through the varnish.
Mhm.
I knew Seafoam was good, but that's when I knew it was really good. Seafoam was invented shortly after World War II. And since then, there has not been a fuel-related problem that has come up that Seafoam won't treat. Now, there's certain things they won't put on the label because they're not going to go through all the testing to prove it. Because it's millions of dollars to go through all the testing to get certified to be able to put it on their label. You know, government lawsuits, you know, EPA, all that crap. But basically everything. So, I think they did add the ethanol in there now. And the nice thing about Seafoam, gas, diesel, you can also put it in your engine, in the oil, and it helps clean up sludge in there too. So I don't know if it'd work well as a gun cleaner, though. I wouldn't recommend it. So. Excuse me. But yeah, every small engine can and all the boat motors get an ounce of Seafoam for every gallon of gas and sit around. My snowblower that I have, which is an Aaron's, I've had now 13 years now, I think. I've put 1 spark plug in it. That's all I've ever done. And I don't drain the gas.
I got an old MDT snowblower.
Yep.
With a Tecumseh engine in it.
Oh, those Tecumseh Snow Kings just run.
I've never replaced a spark plug. I've changed the oil once, and it's got to be what, 14, 15 years old?
Yeah, those Tecumseh Snow King motors were just bulletproof.
Yeah.
So.
Starts every time without a problem.
Yep. See, I'm lazy now, so I just plug it in to start it. It's got an electric start.
Yeah.
But it'll still crank with a 1 pull. Talk amongst yourself, guys.
So, yeah. So, any good stuff out there? Oder wants to know for his diesel. I forgot what I used to run in mine.
Well, I don't know much about diesels. Don't put regular gas in them. I know that.
Yeah.
Use green handle. And don't forget your def. That's what everybody says. Do we want to keep the election out of the show, or we gonna bring it up, or do we want to?
Depends if you want to stay alive, probably.
Well, I'm looking over. Ghost is talking just politics at the election, so they're still up on YouTube. So, but yeah, that didn't shock. Biggest one right now is Virginia, still close. I think Trump's got a slight lead right now in Virginia. So
Yeah.
well, yeah, he's got Virginia. He's already taken North Carolina. As far as he's overjumped her, he's jumped over her in Ohio. Pennsylvania's still close. Michigan's still close. So right now we're looking good.
Kansas is worrying me.
I don't know why it's all the KC and Wichita area and Topeka being reported right now, probably. I don't think it'll stay.
Odor,
the only thing
diesels,
that could hurt me in Kansas is the big strike going on at Boeing. But
Odor, diesel services was what I remember using. They make an additive for diesel.
climate.
The 5th of November. Do you want to explain what that means to a lot of people, Nick?
Well, let Mike get off the phone, then we can get into that.
Oh, okay.
So.
So the other,
oh, go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, no, Sherenda is driving people to and from the polls.
Mm-hmm.
So she's doing her community service.
Nothing wrong. I've done that before myself.
Yep. So, other than that, we still have. I am showing that Trump has 101 electoral votes versus Harris's 52.
He's outdoing it in Georgia. He's expected to win by 2.7%, which is crazy for Georgia.
And if Texas, Georgia, North Carolina, Virginia, Ohio, and
if he can take the whole East Coast left, whew.
Pennsylvania is going to be tough for him.
Yeah, Pennsylvania is the tightest race right now. He's, I think, favored right now for 0.3%. So that's what it's going to come down to. But if he flips Virginia, does he even need Pennsylvania? I don't know if he would need Pennsylvania at all.
There's 19 electoral votes there, and Virginia only got 13.
Yeah, he would still need it. Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
But it makes it even harder for her, though. Almost, she'd have to run everything. I think she has to run everything anyway.
33, 49, 65, and 40. It puts it at 105. There's a possible 105 more for Donald Trump. He is leaning that way right now. And that would give him 206 with 60, what is that, 64 more to go, which is which is doable.
So on a poly market right now, Trump's 71% chance to win it.
But that's polling. You can't go by that.
No, that's betting odds. Poly market's the betting odds.
Yeah.
Truth. Who in their right mind would vote for Harris? That's the problem, is who in their right mind, okay?
You can tell they don't have a right mind, yeah.
Yeah. So
The only thing, if Harris wins, if we can get Joel the House and Senate,
When locks them up.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, she'll executive order everything.
That's right.
But can she override the Constitution?
No.
Not without House and Senate. But you can do as much without going against the Constitution and executive order. So she can put restrictions on stuff, but she can't.
Yeah, but it goes to court, and that's the problem. You know,
and she can pack the court. They can do stuff to pack the courts. Yeah,
that's the big problem, is packing the court. You know, there's going to be at least 2 justices that are going to be leaving. Thomas is going to be one. Alito is going to be the other.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting old, and you know, they're just they're just waiting. So talking about reloading now, guys. What are you expecting to do during this winter, Nick?
Big thing is going to start getting back into some casting. I'm probably going to make a run shortly after Thanksgiving. I'm going to buy my 20-to-1 lead from Midway. Yes, they are more expensive than Roto Metals and Zip Metals, but it's going to save me on the shipping. I think I can. Well, and I look at it, if we make a drive to Midway and hit graphs at the same time, you kind of make a trip out of it. I haven't done the math on the gas yet. I need to figure that out still, but it might still be cheaper to go and get it through Midway. So that's one thing. I'm sitting good on most stuff, most primers, powder. I could just start getting some load development worked up. Big thing is hopefully by January, February, I'll be part of a gun club here, local, that I can go out and not have to pay at a public range to shoot. I can go out, work on loads whenever I want, and chronograph stuff. And it's a nice range. It's actually the old Hodgson range here.
Oh wow, okay.
So it's super nice. The Hodgson family's still involved in it. They're still part of the club. I think Chris Hodgson's a member. He comes to meetings every so often, it sounds like. So it's good to have a big company like that back in a gun club here locally. So that, and then that's really about it. Just start get some stuff. Some projects for some calibers I've really been putting off, and especially this kind of putting a dampering on that. So I'm kind of excited to get going this winter, and especially if today goes the way we all hope, tonight goes the way that we hope and are excited for, and hopefully things can get better and we can really kind of get back to hopefully the good old days a little bit.
Hopefully.
Exactly. That's why I say hopefully.
Hopefully.
I'm not saying anything's happening yet, but right now we're looking pretty good.
Ray, what are you looking forward to do this winter?
Move.
Reload. A move. Okay.
See, I'll be my normal self. 8mm, 30-06.
Well, you got to start loading for that sniper rifle you got, right?
We lost him again. His internet must be bad tonight.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think him and I are going to work on some loads for that. So
Yeah,
Can you
I
hear me?
am.
Yep,
Yeah,
we can hear
we
you.
can hear you.
My signal keeps cutting out, so it's
That's okay. We understand. It's Illinois,
yeah.
and you voted the wrong way, so they're
No,
controlling your
I didn't.
signal
Well, no, voted the
No.
wrong way, Dad.
Oh, it was the wrong way. Yeah,
for Illinois. Yeah, yeah.
I did vote for a Democrat though.
Well,
Not the one everybody's thinking of, but a local race. I'm not mentioning names on air, but
I'm trying to think who it would be. Do I know him or her?
I don't know if you know them.
Oh. Do I know the name at least?
Possibly.
Oh, okay.
So you got to load for that new sniper rifle that you got in 30-06.
Yep, I'm gonna load for
Okay.
that. Do some 168 grain Sierra Match King loads for that. I got a new that Gewehr 98. I haven't shot that yet, so I gotta go shoot that.
Have you tried those 169 grain Sierras that are really kind of made for the Grand?
I have not.
To play with
Yeah.
those.
For the Grand, I pretty much 150. I mean, but
Yeah.
For most of our Plinken loads, yeah, we're 150. But if we want
but
to,
I know a lot of guys shoot matches with the 168, 169 somewhere.
Yeah.
Especially when they're reaching out like you're 300, 600 yards.
Yeah, well, that's where the 169 comes in because it's better ballistically past 800 yards, where the 168 kind of falls off and has that 1,000-yard die off. This 169 is supposed to not have that effect with the Sierra bullet. So, yeah, I just ordered some 22 Creedmoor brass from Peterson. I am going to attempt to make 22 250 brass out of it with a small rifle primer in it. Between measuring the cases and everything else, they're just about identical in length. Body taper is different, so I'm going to probably get some lengthening of the case because of the more taper in the 22 250. But the shoulder angles, not the angles, but the shoulder themselves are really close as far as length goes, and it looks like it's going to be an interesting attempt to make 22 250 brass because I can't get any good brass for it anywhere. And lost your dad again, huh? Oh, Mr. Jim,
Hello.
how you
Good
doing, sir?
evening. Sorry I'm so late.
You had the club meeting tonight?
Yes, I did. Got a new
Okay.
patch on my hat and all that, but yeah, we went to the Shanley Gun Club tonight.
Okay.
Something I forgot to mention last week is I made up some repair parts for our plate racks, they call them. So basically, just there's a guy from Iceland I want to say hello to. Anyway, we were working on we were talking little pup politics and stuff like that. Good seeing you, Nick.
how we doing, Jim?
Better now, I'll tell you. Anyway, so back to the business. We just finished up with the gun club. They're wanting Marissa to come out to cook while we do work days.
Hey, where's
She
that
started
webcam,
laughing,
Jim?
but the webcam is downstairs, Michael. It's not touched. Yet. Mike, I know. I've had one hell of a busy week.
I'm just giving you shit. Somebody's got to jerk your chain.
I'm doing 40 hours worth of work in 50 hours worth of work in 40 hours.
Oh, so normal.
Yeah, really. Yeah, I'm here. I got my new patch. I got my new sticker. Mike, zoom me in on that. I got admin rights, but I don't want to touch anything. That's the new sticker of the month. Mike, did you get yours yet?
Yep.
I like my turkey well peppered. Looks like
I could have had some this morning.
Wow.
Yeah, but did you get this one too?
Yeah, the little Pepin dog, or I think it's actually a cartridge or some shit.
No, that's a turtle shell.
Turtle shell?
From Super Mario.
Yeah, with Christmas decorations on it. There you go. I got one too, Mikey.
Yep.
What is that thing he's loaded into?
A turtle shell from Mario.
No, what's the green part? The weapon.
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway.
It's not a bazooka.
That's kind of what I thought it was. This is all courtesy of the Patriot Patch Company. Great people. New patch every month. New patch, new sticker. What a jackass. Who's a jackass? Me.
How did how did your dad lose his man card while I was gone?
He said he had voted the wrong way, but it's the way the state of Illinois goes. He votes the wrong way from the state, but I think that's
so they
where it
misunderstood.
is.
Yeah.
I actually read my ballot. Donald Trump's name was way down on the Republican list.
Mine as well. It was on the very bottom of all the. It's like, wait,
yep,
he's not there. Like, oh, there he is.
Like I said,
yeah, see,
I read my
Wisconsin's
ballot.
nice. They don't list it. Everything Republican and everything Democrat. They list it by the office. So they'll list, but they list the Dem first and then the Republican. So
they'll claim alphabetical privilege on that.
Yes, they do.
I like that one.
It just says rocket shell. It doesn't say what it is.
Sorry, Mike, I couldn't resist that one.
Anyway, so sorry I had to take that call. It was the boys' biological sister. She's the only one in her adopted family that thinks normally. And so he'd been getting bombarded by the family, and she just needed somebody of a sane mind to talk to. Not that I'm completely sane, but at least I think the correct way.
Mike, you and I have been doing this podcast for 10 years. You can't be a little bit insane to do it that long in life. If you don't do it, you love it.
There's a lot of things that make me partially insane. But so what, am I looking in the wrong spots, or is it a bit hard to find 7-rem?
It is hard to find 7-rem mag brass, yes. You can reform 300 Win Mag to it, and that's available. Cost is a bit much, but
Grafts has it in stock right now.
That's what I was going to check was Grafts.
Yeah,
but
I'm not sure. I haven't priced it out in a while, or I've never really priced it.
Nosler box of 50 for $94.99. PPU for $54.99.
Yep. Peterson 7mm Rem Mag bulk 250 cases, 387.50. So you
Oh
have three
darn, they're
choices
out
there.
of they're out of that shall not be named.
Yeah.
It's Bench Addict's favorite company.
Yes.
They make some good products, but other stuff they suck at.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Midway's out of stock on the Norma brass. Bet you Natchez has got some.
I haven't been in Natchez. It's been a long time. I go to Grass first because it's so close to me, and
Shut up.
I got Grass close. I got Midway close. I got Powder Valley close.
Rotate. When you hit the elbow, the ride is over.
Hey, Nick, have you ever been on Midway property?
I've driven right past it on the side on one of the roads around it.
Believe it or not, I don't think they have a retail window.
No, so the thing you do is you can actually schedule it for pickup
Right.
at the facility, and that's what I've never done it, but I know plenty of people that have. So
They
that's
have
what
a
I would
will-
do for them.
They have a will call window.
Yeah, and that's basically you just do
Yeah.
the will call window, and unlike Graphs, I love Graphs in Mexico, Missouri. You can go in there, shop in store. I love, and I have a dealer account now, so I can go. I get more dealer prices. So I get anywhere from 15 to 20% off on a lot of things.
Ooh, that's a much better price. Natchez right now, Nosler unprimed, 50 case or 50 count, $66.99. Are you hearing me on this one?
Yeah, that's insane.
Where'd it go? Who asked? Where's
That's
the brass?
truth. Yeah, where's the brass?
Where's
Yeah.
the brass? Natchez right now.
Natchez, and I can get actually with my discount, I can get PPU 7mm rim mag under $1 a piece, 94 cents
awesome.
a piece. So
Yeah, so they have Nosler right now, 50 count for $66.99.
$0.94 for one empty cartridge.
one case, yeah.
Non-reloaded.
I have some military surplus cartridges, like 8mm Labelle is like $1. Well, let's take a look real quick. Where did you go? There you are. Let's see. I am at, for that, just brass alone. Come on. Oh, stupid thing. Come on. Give me my options. Why are you not loading? Oh, come on. Metallic brass. Rifle brass.
Where you at? Natchez?
I'm
Or
at Graphs.
Graphs?
Mm-hmm. Why is my computer running slow now? The fix is in.
Yep.
The fix is in. Oh my gosh, what is going on?
What is that? 7.5 Labelle?
8x51.
8x51.
Yeah.
What,
Or
that's the
8x50.
parent case?
Well, that's its own case. It's $1.10 with my discount per piece.
That's Privy,
Privy, yeah.
and they're
Now what are you doing, Jim?
$63.99, and
Yeah,
Your old one froze.
I get
for
10
50.
bucks.
Yeah.
I get 10 bucks off roughly.
So that's 128 a piece.
Yeah, I'm
Which
down to
is-
110.
Yeah.
So it's not and nice. And the thing is, I don't use that just for 8mm Labelle. I use it for making 41 Swiss for my old Swiss Vetterli. I have to cut the case down, reform it out to a 44 Magnum bullet. It's not fun, but it's the only case you can use to form that.
Nick, that sounds like a hell of a handgun cartridge. A 41 Swiss.
It's an interesting cartridge. It was actually developed in 1869, and it was a tube-fed gun, and it was similar to a Winchester lifter action. It's bolt action, but it's got like a Winchester lifter, and with tube-fed, it's 13 rounds in the tube. In 1869, pretty incredible for the Swiss.
Yeah, I
What are the
wanted.
ballistics
We were
like?
looking at one last night in 6.5 Carcano.
Oh, you had one of the
website.
yeah, you had one of the
What
old.
website was I on?
Was it Royal Tiger?
Yeah.
Yeah. Be careful with those because the 6.5 ones, all they did was they sleeve the barrel for 6.5, and they welded it in so that sleeve can come out. So, and I've seen him where if you watch like Cian Arsenal's video, he had 3 of them blow up when they were doing shooting. Yeah.
Oh, come on, it'd just be more fun if it like shoots it out, and then you can just slap the original cartridge back in, and away you go. Oh. By the way, did anybody answer Odor's question about diesel additives?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
All right.
Cool. I think Paul did. Yeah. And then another guy, Steve Dunn uses flash lube diesel.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly, Stephen Dunn's one of the guys that runs across that does one of the across the desert, pulling the triples.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, he's if I remember correctly, he's been a long time listener, and we've talked a few times over the years. So one of the cool things about having listeners other places is you get to kind of talk at different times. And Paul, I'm not going to lie. At this point in time, I'm kind of jealous.
Yeah.
Because I bet you that smoky treat smells really good about now.
It does.
That is, even 23 years later, I still enjoy the smell of a freshly lit cigarette.
Me too.
I miss my cigars. That's what I miss.
For me, it's been 44 years.
Good job, Jim.
Yep.
Oh, good job on you, brother. 23 years. You pick
23.
If you pick up the tobacco habit now, that's your fault.
I will not have a cigarette, but I've had cigars in between. Like when I'm out in Vegas with the guys, a couple times I've had cigars.
Yeah, when we were at GunCon.
Yep.
Or you can have mine.
Cigars I've never inhaled. So
yeah, you just exhale. Yeah.
I'm like Bill Clinton. I didn't inhale.
If we lose the election tonight, it's going to be all the way in.
Well, we got some big ones that just came out. Well, not big, but your main middle of the country, Kansas, Wyoming, Montana, those are all going to go. But it's looking good right now.
Good. Glad to hear it.
Virginia's way closer than they were expecting. Georgia's he's leading dramatically. He's blowing it out in Florida. So,
Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, and
Nebraska, Kansas. Yeah, you already have the flyover country.
Yep, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, and West Virginia for about 120 electoral votes.
Yep.
What he's leading in New Mexico?
It's probably early. It's so early in New Mexico.
It's early. 1% reporting he's leading by 1 vote according to the.
There was talks for the longest time he had a chance of flipping New Mexico. I don't see it.
But I don't see it either. But
you never know. Look at Virginia, how close it is right now.
Well, I mean, the governor did piss off a lot of people. So
yeah. Florida. Who would expected Florida to be called at? It's been called for over an hour now, almost. And who would expect that this early?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and with him with what, 6 or 7% more than her.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
it's
that's
looking
that's
good.
unreal.
It's
Mhm.
looking good. Well, we'll
Just
get
remember, it's
Texas here
electoral
before
college.
long.
Just remember, guys, it's electoral college at where the fat lady sings.
Oh yeah, no,
Yep.
absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, we're 21 electoral votes ahead of her right now. So
Yeah.
and if we keep that up, we'll do good.
Well, right now he's on the poly market. He's maintaining about a 70% percent chance of winning it. And right now, well, the guy I'm listening to on the backside, they're just saying 90% chance Trump wins Arizona. So it's
So Jim,
Tonight, yes, sir.
what are you going to be doing this winter reloading?
Well, like I said, when I get my stuff ready to go, I'm sorting wheel weights right now. But when I get my stuff ready to go, my first caliber is going to be load up all my 280 AI brass.
Okay. How many
After
pieces
that,
do
it'll
you
be
think you got?
357, 44. Well, how much what?
How many pieces of 280 do you got to load up?
I think I have 200 cartridges.
Oh, nice. Nice.
All the same lot number. That's the one thing I didn't do is I did not buy Peterson. Well, Peterson wasn't making 280 at the time when I bought mine. Mike remembers way back when I bought mine. He helped me with information on how to, what's it called?
How to
Blow the brass out.
yeah, how to fire
Fire
form the
form.
brass. Yeah.
Yeah, Mike
And
Mike
you
helped me quite a bit with that.
you used you didn't use a bullet with it. You used a powder
wax.
charge
Candle
Candle.
wax plug.
Okay.
Candle wax plug, but I also didn't use rifle powder. I used unique. It
Yeah.
took 15 grains of unique to start popping those cartridges out. I wound up pushing the charge clear up to 19 grains of unique per cartridge. That's a lot of
Before-
unique.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, but that's a big case.
True.
That's a
It's
big
30-06.
case.
It's a 30-06 on steroids is what it is.
Yeah.
Or
And
if you
then you're
prefer, it would be a 280 Remington or
Express.
a 7mm Remington Express
Right.
on which is a 30-06 on steroids. Go ahead, Paul.
And then blowing the shoulder out to 40 degrees because it's inactly improved. So,
Yep.
and you got all 200 of them fire formed?
No, they've been loaded, and some have been loaded and shot once. Some of us still on
Okay.
first load. I have to get everything all caught up.
Okay. Well, that
I
gives you
will
good.
anneal those cartridges. I will anneal those cartridges before I load them up.
Okay. Well, that gives you something to do at Stan Lee at the gun club
Yep.
there.
Yep.
Nice.
We have ranges that go clear out to 250.
Okay.
I should say berms, not ranges. We have one rifle range, but we have several berms built into the range. That one deserves a on screen. Anyway, we have 250 yard burn, 200, 150, 100, 25, 50, and 25. Different berms, same range.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Mr. Daniels. Appreciate that.
So you got that 357. There's a unique.
Yes, absolutely. Because I'm considering starting to carry my 357 with a 4-inch barrel. I have 3 barrels for that gun, and my by Dan Weston, considering carrying it with factory self-defense loads. I start carrying again.
Okay. So you got the 4, 6, and 8-inch barrel.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's a Dan Weston. I think it's model V15.
Yep. V15, and then you got that's just with the vent barrel, and then you got the HV, which is the heavy lug barrel. You got the big lug underneath it.
You should see my 8-inch barrel. It's a full underlug all the way. I mean, that thing is a hunk of iron hanging on the end. Accurate? Oh my God, that thing's more accurate than I am. But it's also an aftermarket barrel. There's a guy up in Ohio. They bought the very machines. I used to run gun drills in Pennsylvania, and yes, folks, I did make some gun projects on those gun drills. No, I didn't make a gun barrel. I made lead cores for bullets waging with my 357. I had 5/16 gun drill, and I made myself some 5/16 holes and some chunks of iron, and I cast iron in cylinder, and I made myself some bullet molds, bullet core molds, I should say. So when I get to all the wheel sorted, I'm going to start casting in zinc and see what happens.
So you got one of these?
Yes, I do. That's probably a 350. That's a shroud for the barrel. Yep.
Barrel, 8-inch.
I have a very similar. Full underlug, and that's got a. I don't think I have a ventilated rib. I think I have the rib, but it's not ventilated. But yours came with, doesn't have iron sights on, or doesn't have a sight blade on. Mine came with a blade.
Well, yeah, it's got a. I just don't have the blade on it right now. You can take the blade off and interchange the blades.
Show me, Paul. Pull that barrel right out of that bad boy. On screen. You put it together off screen.
So if you look, there's a hole and the small Allen key in the on the wrench that you get will unscrew the Allen set screw, and then you can take out and interchange the blades.
As I recall, they had several different colors, depending upon shooter preference.
You got red, yellow, all black, undercut black, lots of different colors, lots of different styles too.
Yep. So you have a V15 too?
Yep.
Wow. Hell of a handgun, I know that. Mine shot a lot of lead. Lots and lots and lots of lead.
And the grips were all interchangeable, remember?
Yep. Yeah, because it screws up from the bottom, not scales like on the old 45 Colts.
Yep.
Yep.
That's why
the set screw goes up in the bottom of it, guys.
Yep. That's why this one was cut back, so you can take a speed loader for it.
Yep. Yep, you're talking about the big notch on the side. Yep, just like that.
Yep. Mr. Hornet wants to know if IMR 4831 is in production. It is, but it's very hard to come by. If you can change out to Accurate Arms 4831 or H 4831, you'll have better luck finding those. I like IMR 4831. Went through a lot of it. Early in my reloading days, I got a hold of 100 pounds of it. is surplus pulled. So yeah, 6mm Remington, 7mm Rem Mag, 30-06, 25-06. A lot of different calibers reload well with that powder.
What is this 6mm Remington business you're talking about, Paul?
6mm Remington is it was 244 Remington, but originally, and then they changed it. The 244 Remington had a 1 in what was it? 1 in 10 twist barrel, and or excuse me, 1 in 11 twist barrel. Originally, Remington thought that 90 grain bullet would be ideal for it, and then Winchester came out with their 243 with a 1 in 10 twist barrel, and Remington answered back as they were losing market share with a 1 in 9 twist and renaming it to 6mm Remington. It's actually a 7 by 57 case, neck down to 6mm.
I knew the story, Paul, but I just had to set you off.
Yeah,
Yeah, 244 Remington, 6mm Remington. That's the same cartridge, different bullet. That's all.
yep. Very good round to teach kids how to shoot deer and all that kind of stuff on it. My oldest still uses her 6 to hunt deer with. So I hand load up a Sierra 100 grain soft point bow tail for her, and she does pretty well with it. Put it this way, bigger deer than I have, okay?
Yep. Wow. Mr. Lawrence says he's on his second 6mm Remington barrel, upgraded to a bull barrel. Nothing wrong
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah. I can't show it, but there's a 6mm Remington 700 in my cabinet with a 24-inch heavy barrel, varmint barrel on it. And what is it? 54 grains of 760. Excuse me, 45 grains of 760, and a 85 grain Sierra 1530 hollow point bow tail. Will run 3,200 feet per second and makes prairie dogs dance.
Don't you mean you make the prairie dog take the dirt nap?
Well, the idea is that by dancing, I mean they go 3, 4, 5 different ways.
Flippity, flippity, flippity.
Yeah.
Take a splattery dirt nap. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, they're taking a dirt nap, but they have to go through the air in order to find the dirt.
Yeah, if it just drop in a hole, it doesn't count.
Yeah.
Terminal ballistics, you know? Terminal ballistics.
Those little 70 and 75 grainers do pretty good in a in 6mm too.
We have a good question coming up, Paul.
All right.
There you go. It's on YouTube now.
Okay. The gunpowder used on battleship big guns, can it be regranulated to make regular gunpowder? No. Nope.
Right? Paul's got the right answer, Cliff.
I
Nope.
believe don't they still use something similar like cordite? Aren't they still strand systems in a
No.
way?
No,
Okay, they
not
changed
really,
from
Nick.
that.
They're
Okay, I
chunks.
knew they.
So,
They're chunks about the size,
Okay.
maybe even bigger than your thumb. And,
yeah, they're more like a charcoal briquette, like 2 or 3
Okay.
charcoal briquettes side to side.
you know,
No,
When
Oder,
act-
I got one screen here that's got the election stuff on, and then I got another guy I watch. So I'm checking back and forth between stuff. So that's why you see my head turn a ton. So
Yeah, you're checking the election results, aren't you, Nick?
this is probably in my generation the biggest election in my generation.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
100 more votes needed.
yep, he's at 190. Well, depending on which one you look at, I have the guy I'm listening to in the background. He's at 197.
Yeah.
That they can claim nothing's been officially confirmed, but he can kind of pick like there's certain states they know are going to go. So
Hey, Mr. Hornet, what grain bullet are you using in that? That's what I'm curious about.
Can't put a like on the show just yet because I'm on the web. And I'm not gonna do anything else to kick myself out of the studio again.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Yes, I can. YouTube on the phone.
Those are some awesome fingers you got on your screen there.
More like lead bars, right?
Something like that. I'm just waiting for Mr. Hornet's answer, if he's still with
Yeah.
us. Excuse me.
I don't have a like button on my phone. Plus I don't know where it's at.
That's not nice.
Mr. Horn gave you an answer, Mike.
All right.
So, sorry about that, guys. Had to take a phone call.
Yep. 'Tis the season.
Yep.
Got it.
So for the 75 grain, they don't even have an accurate option. But they also don't list 4831 as an option. Oh, wait a minute. IMR. There we go. No, they don't. Interesting. You can use big game from Ramshot for both. Let's see what we're getting for load data out of that. So for the 75 grain, 40.7 grams of big game gives you 3078. 45.2 gives you 3420 feet per second.
That's pretty peppy cartridge, then.
For the 100 grain, 37.4 grains of ram shot gives you 2696, and 41.5 grams gives you 2996.
Um,
And I've seen big game around a lot.
Winchester 760 for that 75 grainer will give you 3,500 feet per second. And that 47 grain load, the 45 grain load for the 85 grain bullet.
You said 760?
Yeah, 760. What are they listing? Let's see what they're actually listing here. 45.8 at 33.29 in a 24-inch barrel.
I'd go with the stay ball match over the 760. Maybe.
Yeah, it's a little slower.
Well, he's using it on bigger game then.
Yeah.
So. Let's see here. The 100 grain.
6.5, stay ball 6.5 would give you 3,400 feet per second. And
In the 75?
Yeah, in the 85 grain bullet, excuse me, 85 grain.
Oh, he said 75
Okay.
and 100. So, for 100 grain, gives you 3190. So, whereas the stay ball match is only 3,000. So,
Paul, that question's for you.
Yes, sir.
On screen.
HBN 2. What was I gonna...
I use HBN2, and it's used on the bullets and on the barrel. It's just a quick wash with mixed with alcohol in the barrel, and lightly go down it with the barrel, and it'll give you a few more feet per second, maybe 20 to 50 feet per second more, and you're going to have to burn more powder to do it. It's just it reduces friction, helps prevent fire cracking and burnout in the barrel, because it's the temperature that it burns at is hotter than what the cartridge will burn at. You're going to get 32 degrees Fahrenheit, and HBN2 burns at 35 to 36. Just so you know, they use it in steel mills to lubricate the hinges in their blast furnaces. So yeah, Mr. Hornet, the 100 grain soft point, I like using the Sierra soft point bow tail bullet that they have. It's just a little more accurate out there at longer ranges than their flat base bullet. But each their own, and it definitely kills deer, as my daughter would tell you.
Varget works for
Excuse
both.
me.
4350 works for both.
Mm-hmm. That's why that 760 is right there with the 4350. It's right in that burn range.
One of Jim's favorites, 48 H4895,
Mm-hmm.
or at least it used to be one of Jim's favorite pads.
Yeah, it's a good one for 308.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it makes sense. Varget works too. If
I was surprised the other
Active-
day. I saw the price of Varget at Bass Pro Shops, and
don't count Bass Pro Shops, our prices are
yeah,
high.
they were almost $70 a pound for Varget.
Yeah, our powder prices are absurd.
When
And
did you? Is it just my store here, Mike, or is it all Bass Pros now that the powder is behind the counter now?
That happened during
display
COVID.
bottles. Well, they kept ours out for a while. It's just something in the last month that now they have it says display sticker on the bottle that's on the shelf.
Nope, ours has been behind the counter since COVID.
Oh, but what's weird, they still have primers out on the shelf. Figure that one out.
Our
Those are
primers
easier to-
our primers are behind the counter too.
Yeah, on ours here, it's like those are easier to hide and steal than powder is. It's
Hey, I don't know. Bass Pro isn't run by the smartest people.
no.
Bass Pro Shops in Chicago, Romeoville, the powder was out and the primers were out. So
Yeah,
it depends.
everywhere
which one you
it used
go
to be prior to COVID. Everywhere it was.
Yeah. I remember Gander Mountain used to keep a wood box
That was
out
locked up.
that was locked up to get the big plywood box that they kept all their powders in.
Yeah, I kept joking one of the guys. I said, one of these days I'm just going to bring a two-wheel dolly and a ratchet strap in here, and I'm just going to take the thing and walk out.
Yeah.
To which he goes, first off, you're not funny, and second off, probably nobody would ever friggin' notice.
Yeah.
It's a shit show after all. So, let's see here. Hi, Gracie.
Kidding me, right?
It appears that the doggies need to go outside, so I shall be back shortly.
Would you believe Minnesota has 1% reporting and Trump is in the lead, and Wisconsin has 10% reporting and Trump is in the lead.
Yep. And he's still winning in Virginia, which is insane. With like almost 50%.
I unfortunately have a feeling they're going to find a bunch of extra votes in Milwaukee.
Well, if he doesn't need Wisconsin. He won't need it. If he gets Pennsylvania
is still going blue.
Well, he's the guy I'm listening to. The projection keeps going up and up. Now he's up to 0.7%. So far she's polling. Most of the polls the projections are showing her low. Like New Mexico is only down to 4.7%, which is that's a double digit normally for the Democrats. So.
Yeah, they still haven't given Missouri and Kansas out yet.
Well, Fox News has.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Fox News has Missouri and Kansas Republican. According to Fox News, it's 195 to 117. But
Okay.
Georgia's more than 99% going to go to Trump. North Carolina should go to Trump. So that's what, another 30, almost 40 electoral votes. So
Mm,
I don't know if he'll need Pennsylvania, and then he'll get Arizona. And
32,
man, he can go
32.
290. Easy. Wow.
2 and
You have to forgive this old man because I felt that the last election was rigged.
Well, I agree. We all agree. But one thing
I mean,
the Republicans
to
have
put-
done is they've really gone in depth and tried to prevent from another one of those. So
Odor. Since we are all over the place,
we are.
the availability of cartridges, bullet barrels, and capable gunsmiths are rather scarce over here. 6 GT for Garrett comp rifle, possibly a good option for PRS, of course. 6 up. With 100.
Hope we're losing Paul now.
we're losing you, Paul. Other, Mr. Sigerson, I would say for one thing, that particular caliber, if that's the caliber 6 GT Bergara, or is that a model? Nick, can you help me out with that?
No, that's a caliber. It's been a more of a Wildcat cartridge. I wouldn't say true Wildcat, but it's been mainly a like a PRS cartridge that's been around for quite a few years. It looks like it's now starting to get the factory support. So I know Hornady is releasing ammo this coming year. So that's a big sign. So I think it's starting to take off. I've never ran a 6GT. I know Paul would be the one to talk to, and of course, his internet had to go fits up when
Right.
that happens. But I know I've looked into PRS years ago. I thought about getting into it, and the 6GT was one of the cartridges I was looking at. From what I've heard and what I've done my 5 minutes of research on, it's a really good cartridge. It's a good starting point. So I think, or not starting point. It's more of a deeper dive in, but yeah, it's gaining some traction. That's big. So.
Well, I was just simply going to go with reloading only for you, Sigerson. Sorry, but you're not finding a whole lot of. I'm sure up in Iceland, you're not going to find a whole lot of 6GT ammo.
Mm-mm.
But he knows that already. Good comment, good question. Thank you, Mr. Sigerson.
Yeah, like I know I don't know if we talked about this earlier. I can't remember. It's been a long couple hours already this tonight. I'm wondering, hopefully, when Trump wins, we're not projecting it 100% yet. I'm interested to see how it changes as far as prices. I think the biggest thing with the wars, we'd have to get rid of those. Would have to end to see that. But I'm interested to see where we go to, where prices, if they drop, what they would drop to, stuff like that.
I'm thinking it's going to be more the repeat of the first Trump presidential term. More Democrats fighting every move he makes. That's the one reason President Trump was so limited, because of the political infighting from across the aisle.
Yeah, and you'll have it, but yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Oh yeah, interesting, but frustrating too. The man's trying to do good, and the first thing Joe Biden did, was to terminate the wall.
No. First thing he did, he killed the pipeline.
That was a big thing. Nord Stream was going first. Yeah, Nord
To
Stream was
drive the
done before
prices
even it was
through the roof.
inaugurated. Yeah,
To drive our
Before
fuel
he was
prices
even-
through the roof.
did the oath. Yeah.
Paul's trying to come back. Looks like trying. to
NSA
come back.
NSA's decided to stop him.
The fix is in.
Oops. Whoops. There's half of him.
Yeah, so We Like Shooting is doing a live call-in show right now. But
Paul's got admin rights, correct, Michael?
yeah,
There he is.
but I'll add him anyway.
There we go.
Hi, Paul.
Hey, going a little crazy. The
You went
internet
full robot.
is getting overworked. What?
You were full robot.
Yeah.
I think we lost him again. It's
Probably the bandwidth is going for the election results. We're not supposed to get political on this show. We do it once every 4 years, though.
exactly. This is the only day it should matter.
Because it directly affects us.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm,
Actually, it affects everybody in this world, or yeah, one way or another.
mhm.
Well, you look at you, young man, 35 years old.
Oh,
And,
whoa,
you're
whoa,
out
whoa, whoa, whoa! I'm not that old, Jim. I
Okay,
don't want to be that
25.
old. Okay, that's
28
closer.
then.
28, exactly. Yep. But yeah,
All
no,
right.
this is
Well, anyway, here you are tinkering around with cartridges that are over 100 years old.
Yep.
That's the voice of freedom, folks. That's the voice of freedom. Sorry about the overestimation, Nick. I'm just
it's
putting you
all
on the
good.
spot.
You're all good, Jim. I've been well. That's the thing.
Your
is-
girlfriend Candy lied to me.
but if you look at it, majority of the people I actually talk to outside of work are people in their 40s and older. Most of the clubs, like the clubs I'm a part of, the median age there is 75 and older, if not
Yep.
even higher. So I'm the youngest person in most of the groups and clubs I'm involved with. So they like seeing the younger generation get involved. So.
Well, I'll tell you, it's the same way in the San Lee Gun Club. I'm median age right there. People around me are, most people there were my age or if not older.
Mm-hmm.
Some in their 60s, a couple young women. We have one young woman. She's probably going to come on the podcast one of these days. No, as a viewer, not as a guest. But she knows about. She joined the reloading room. She joined the reloading podcast group. Who knows? Kat, it's good to have you, dear. Where's Sharonda tonight, Mike? Do you know?
She is doing something that's way more important.
Yep.
Obviously.
She is taking older people to the polls or to the election or to the polls to vote.
I agree. That's far more important.
She gets a 100% pass tonight.
Uh-huh.
Can't even call that girl a slacker.
Mm-mm.
Nope. So
Oh my gosh, he's running away with
Not
the
allowed to call that girl a slacker tonight.
no.
So let's get on to another topic. What's the actual reason why to remember November 5th?
Why would you
Jim?
remember November 5, Nick?
Well, I know. Being a big history buff.
Oh.
Do you know, Jim?
Michael's talking about the election today.
Well, it's not always on November 5th.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So Big and Rich did a song. Ooh, what was that? 10 years ago, Mike?
Something like that.
Or no, that's 8th of November, I thought.
Yeah.
That was the 8th of November. That's not the 5th. Never mind. That's why I have in my head.
Where you keep your
8th of
head, Nick?
November. It's all over the place. It's literally.
You know what I'm getting.
I was
at, you
working on.
rascal.
Oh yeah, I was working on 4 different projects today that I'm involved with at work, and they're all across the country. So my head is all over the place. And I had physical therapy for the hand, and I had to go vote. So
That's what I wanted to ask you. Show us your hand. Show us the hand.
it's going
Got
good.
that pinky working
we
out
got
there
some
yet?
good movement. It's not. I don't think it's ever going to be perfect. Partially because I have no pinky knuckle left on this hand. It's like normally you can see your knuckles. There is no knuckle. It's
Oh, it
gone.
took it out.
Oh.
It completely obliterated it, but we're getting some decent movement.
Well.
So, but there's just
You
gonna
know
be a
what?
ton of major scar tissue in there.
Therapy can work miracles. You might just
Oh, absolutely.
keep at it.
No, I'm
Keep
doing
at it,
everything
buddy.
they tell me, and they're liking it so far. And but yeah, we're making some good progress.
Oh, that's right. This coming Sunday, Nick, I'm going to meet somebody you're quite well acquainted with.
Yep, you will.
This coming Sunday be the 10th.
So, what's one of the key components that we deal with?
Powder.
Correct. So
Primer.
back in November 5th, 1605, something happened. Jim, you were there. Anybody in the chat know what it was?
Oh, I just looked it up. Oh, did not know that was when that was.
See, that's why you should be listening to stuff you missed in history class.
We didn't cover that in history class, so my history class sucked in school.
That's why I said you should be listening to stuff you missed in history.
Oh, I didn't know this podcast. Looks like I have another one to add to the mile-long list of podcasts.
Oh, if somebody does do it, I'm going to Google it.
Guy Fawkes is something that trying to remember. Guy Fawkes was executed.
So, basically, most of the 1500s, 1600s, well, actually, I mean, for most of up until the 1700s, there was constantly fighting in England over who was going to rule.
The Gunpowder Plot of 1605.
Correct. The Gunpowder Plot of 1605. So a bunch of people got together, rounded up some barrels of gunpowder, and put it down in the cellar to try and kill the king. So,
This is all from Wikipedia.
and guess what? Guess what it was over?
Taxation, probably.
Nope, religion.
Yep.
Oh, okay. It's bottom. They saw a regime change in England. Attempted tyrannicide who sought regime change in England after decades of religious persecution.
Mm-hmm.
Tad bit of history for the show. Yay. Bet you didn't know that one, Mr. Nelson.
Nope, didn't know that one. Wasn't there.
So the plan failed. They planned on blowing up the Houses of Parliament. It's the Palace of Westminster during the state opening of Parliament. So the plan was to just kill everybody because this is well after the Magna Carta. So Parliaments and the king kind of shared power. So, and then they were going to try and reestablish Catholic rule in England. So, but. And they still celebrate it quite a bit. So, yeah, a couple of podcasts for you, Nick. Is where to go?
I'm getting my list pulled up on Spotify to see if I got them or not.
History Daily.
Got it. I know I listened to that one.
And Stuff You Missed in History Class.
All right, let me add that one real quick. Stuff you. Huh, they must not be on Spotify, which is kind of odd.
No, they're on iHeart.
Oh, okay.
And then History That Doesn't Suck.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I don't listen to that one ever really.
It's pretty good. So that's kind of all of that. I'm going to start listening to Clover Tech. So we'll see how that goes. I've not listened to them before.
Clover's funny though. That's for sure.
That's good. I like entertainment.
Well, you met him. You met him at GunCon this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a cool dude to hang out with.
Oh, yeah.
So good all around guy from Texas. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a few. I got a couple of Wild West podcasts I listen to as well. Excuse me. And then some NAPCAR ones. Door Bumper Clear.
mm-hmm.
The Teardown. And Kevin Harvick's Happy Hour.
Yep.
And then Denny Hamlin's podcast. Action.
I need to listen to his one, the new Action Detrimental. See what he thinks of what happened at Martinsville.
He's not impressed.
Yeah, no.
So, I'm hoping that Jordan and Jeff do another podcast tomorrow, or they hopefully recorded one today after the fines were released.
Mm.
So, or somebody does, because I think Dale records his today for release tomorrow. So I don't think they'll cover it. So otherwise we'll have to wait till Thursday.
The only day this weekend that really matters to me is Saturday night for the race. That's the only race that matters to me. So I know Guy racing for the championship. So
did he re-sign yet?
Yes, 2-year extension.
Awesome.
So through 26. So
good job, Dale.
Yep.
So, but well, excuse me. Speaking of podcasts, swing over to firearmsradio.net. Check out all the podcasts we got going on there. Clover Tack, us, We Like Shooting.
I know. I think Ghost is on there. Is Ghost Tactical on there? The network?
I don't know.
I think they are. I don't remember. I know they're live right now. So if we jump on and they're still on, go check Ghost Tactical out. They're doing some election coverage.
Let's see who's all on the network. Excuse me. This is all the ones that are listed. I don't know how many of these are active. That's the problem. Is on the drop down, there's a bunch that are all listed. So, anyway, actually, I don't know. So, but anyway, if you looked, if you scroll through, there's a whole bunch.
Yeah, he's on there. Ghost is his Armed Citizen podcast. Is his podcast.
Yeah. Off the Range is a newer one.
Yeah.
So I've listened to a couple times on that. So got a few of the old standbys. Student of the Gun, Talking Lead, Twig. So Hank Strange, Handgun Radio, us, Gun Guy Radio from time to time. AR-15 podcast. So all sorts of good stuff. So, but swing over to patriotpatch.co, check out what they got going on. Jim showed you the patch of the month. Swing over to Gideon Optics and use code FRN10 to save 10% off. And if you go to Camerado and check out all of Sean's awesome stuff they've got over there, you can use code RELOAD at checkout and save 5%. So all sorts of cool camo. Here is one example. My shirt I have in the wash, so I don't get to show that off tonight, but we've got a good guest next week, so tune in. We're not going to be talking reloading, but we're definitely going to be talking important topics. So make sure you swing over and check it out. My plan for the rest of this week and into next week is get all caught back up. I had some stuff come up and got behind again. So the computer thing didn't help. So, but all right, gang. Any shout outs? Shout out to everybody that voted. Shout out to Ray for joining us earlier. Shout out to Paul for joining us. Shout out to anybody that took somebody else to the polls or made sure you got registered. Clifford, Zach wanted to mention that in 5 days, there's the 249th birthday of something that was created in a bar. So, USMC. What do you got to say about that, Jim?
Hoorah! Semper Fi, brothers. I was never a Marine, but we still share brotherhood.
Weren't you their taxi cab for a while?
Say again?
I said, weren't you their taxi cab for a while?
Yeah. Yeah, we transport Marines in the Navy.
Yeah, that's what the Marines call the Navy, is their taxi service. So
yeah. I have another name for the Marines, but they don't want me to use it in public.
What, crayon eaters?
No, hell, that's something they do with pride.
Or
I know
Uncle Sam's
11-year
misguided
Marine
children.
Veteran. Yep, that's another one too, but that's not the one I'm talking about.
All
Anyway,
right.
Mike, I'm not gonna go that way.
Can you tell I have some friends that are Marines too? So.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Like
also,
I said, hey, look at that, Clifford Zach, my ass rides in Navy equipment. You get another on screen for that, Zach, Clifford, whatever your name is.
Clifford Zach.
Can't talk to him. Clifford Zach.
And the next day is also another important day, November 11th. And what day is that?
Veterans Day, Armistice Day.
Correct. So we got two important things to celebrate back to back there, gang. Make sure you get your poppies out for the 11th. If you don't know what a poppy is, Google it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Six Pack Project got it. He got it.
Got the red crayons with the blue crayons.
Oh God, that's awesome.
No, there we go. No more red pill, blue pill. It's red crayon, blue crayon.
Now I've heard a couple of times that the purple crayon's the best, but I don't know. I can't say. It's been too long since I've eaten crayons, but
Well,
but here's a funny
Huh.
thing. There's a company that makes Crayola gummy bears.
I saw that. I've seen that before. Like, what?
And so we've got one of the guys at Cabela's is a Marine, and so I brought them in for him. And he
we should
wasn't
bump
quite
the
sure.
I think we should bump Six Pack Project out because he tried to kill you, Mike.
Oh no.
Cause you to die from laughing so hard.
Oh no, that was a good laugh.
Good.
So
Yeah, good job, Six Pack.
all right, gang.
Wouldn't do that.
Make sure November 11th. That's Veterans Day, so that's anybody who's ever served. That's the one that you celebrate. So, and if you know, especially if you know Vietnam veterans, make sure you give them an extra special love. Never really make up. We'll never be able to make up for what happened to them when they came over, when they were over there, and what they came back to. But we can try and let them know now that they're appreciated. And so anytime I see somebody with a Vietnam veteran hat, I make sure I go out of my way to give them extra thanks. So, because they really got screwed. Because a lot of them were drafted. They didn't have a choice. So, well, they could have gone to jail or Canada, but so technically.
You notice Jim's keeping his mouth shut because I know I've seen it. I'm not going to tell you a whole lot about it.
Yep.
But no, it was uncalled for.
Absolutely.
Not the conscription. The treatment of those that were conscripted is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah. So make sure you tune in next week. It's going to be an awesome guest. Yep. Clifford Zach said, "Tell them welcome home and shake their hand. Never had a bad experience." Nope, I haven't either.
The welcome home is the one that'll get them.
Yep.
Welcome home.
Yeah, I mean, honestly. So
that and the yellow ribbons. Remember that, guys?
Mm-hmm. So, all right, gang. On that note, keep your brass shiny.
Jump on the Millsip short bus.
Teach them to reload when they're young.
2A forever. 2A forever. 2A forever.
That's right.
And don't forget to squeeze that trigger.
Support your local, state, and national Second Amendment organizations. Make sure you're checking them out. Make sure you're holding them accountable. If people would have done a better job with that, if all of the members of the NRA would have done a better job of that, it wouldn't be the cluster that it is now. So I still don't know. I still don't trust it. I still don't know if it's ever going to come back. They did some involvement in this election and some involvement that they're showing they're starting to get better, but I don't know. So the big thing is find out the organizations that are hauling these gun laws into court and challenging the gun laws. Those are the organizations that really need our support right now. So especially financial, because the other side's playing with our money. They're playing with house money. They're playing free money. They don't have to worry about paying for it, because if they just spend too much on legal fees, they just jack our taxes to make more. So, that's that. Anyway, more importantly, if you're struggling, mental health is an important thing to be concerned about and to take care of. If you're struggling, 988 or 1-800-273-8255, or if you are a service member, militaryonesource.com is a place to start. So if you see somebody whose behavior's changed, let them know you're there for them. It's a lot easier to have somebody cry on your shoulder at 2:00 in the morning than to have to carry their casket. So, all right, gang, be good. Hopefully when we wake up in the morning, the 45th will be the 47th. Good night, all.
All right.
Right on.